Well, morning. Anyway, I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of update here on this main job and my hot tea today. Anyway, I'm going to see if anybody's up yet. So, I'm getting ready for work. And I was trying to get the fur balls out of my car. Oh, I tracked all that stuff in the car all the time. And it sticks to the carpet. It's so bad. It's gooey. But anyway, that's from my work. So, I worked yesterday and I worked with my young assistant manager. She's pretty sweet. Um, and I've really decided that she does most of the work there because he only likes to be there a couple hours in the morning and split since the day I've worked there. Um, and so I guess he's just using her to do everything. And she's constantly doing paperwork and inventory stuff and going to get more product. And I mean, not like we don't have enough in the store. We have boxes of stuff everywhere. There are no floors and back rooms. You couldn't hardly get in the bathroom when I started there. It was so bad. He had stuff over there that I don't know how long it's been stacked up in there. And he finally went through that after about the third week I was working there. It was pretty bad. Um, two vacuums that supposedly didn't work or whatever. The sink was all busted up in pieces underneath. All the plumbing was all broke up. And that's PVC plumbing, like Um, and the sink was like kind of hanging off the wall. Water was draining in the floor. They didn't even have a note on there like "Don't use the sink" or anything like that. And uh, it the store was so filthy. I have never seen a retail store that dirty in my life, and I've worked lots of them. Um, just absolutely filthy, like it hadn't been cleaned in like 10 years. Um, it's like you couldn't even drop a shirt on the floor because it would be filthy, and that's from everyday dirt and dirt that's just stayed there. But when I first started there, I started tidying up a little bit here and there, without being asked. But uh, it was like he didn't care. Um, when I see things that are important need to be done, I just go ahead and do it real quick. You know, just like it was my own. So anyway, he's been like for about the last 2 weeks. He has just been like using me for the janitorial service, and it's like serious heavy duty stuff every single day, and like sweeping and mopping the entire store, which takes like 2 days to do it, really, because you have to do it while the customers are there, and you have to protect the floors to make sure that they won't slip or anything. So you can't get it too wet, but it still has to be dry. Um, and he leaves the doors open all the time. So that's another problem because you got the dirt coming in from outside, plus you know existing dirt and the clothes shedding off. So I mean, it's just wore me out. I mean, one day he like handed me a putty knife and was like, "Okay, scrape all the gum off all the floors." And it's like I'm not getting down on my hands and knees in that dirty sucker and scraping it. I did about one, and that was it. And uh, I guess that's what he calls my not following through kind of thing, because I'm just not doing it. That's not my job. That's not what I was hired for. We discussed my job, for 2.5 hours. He seemed like a pretty decent dude. He was talking to me about management and displays and all this kind of stuff, and when can I work? And I'm like, well, 7 days and nights a week. He's like, you can open, you can close. I'm like, yeah, and open is like 10 o'clock in the morning, and uh, I said, there's just 4 days I take off a year: my mother's birthday, my dad's birthday, Mother's Day, and Father's Day. That's it. And so uh, he was real excited about that. He told me the different rates of pay. Asked me, if I would do this, if I would be a third key manager. And I'm like, sure, pays a little bit low, but it's very low for even that mall. It's about $5 cheaper than anybody else. But I took what I could get. You know what I mean? It was really hard to try to get a job at that time, because it's off season, it's winter. So I took what I could get, and it was bearing on 40-hour work weeks. Um, as soon as one of the employees was transferred out, which was supposed to be like, next day, which that didn't happen for weeks. Because I asked him point blank, just waiting on corporate, just waiting on corporate. It's any day. So I had to deal with 25-hour weeks, 20 and 25-hour weeks after the first week, because it was really strange when he gave me 40 hours. I'm going to go ahead and just give you 40 hours. I guess it was just for the first week. Pretty strange, because when it hit 20 and 25, I inquired. I said, so why is it 20 and 25 hours this week? And he was like, well, that's what you wanted. I said, no, it's not what I wanted, but, I thought we were going to stay at 40. Oh, I can't do that until, you know, that guy's transferred out. Can't accommodate those hours. And I was like, okay. So it takes weeks for that. But anyway, and then he still was bouncing my hours around. You know, one week could be like 20, the next week could be like, 40. So the last 2 weeks I've had like 40 on the schedule. But you still have to take a half-hour lunches every day off the clock. So, it makes it, about 35 hours a week. Which, it's close enough. As long as I can stay up on the high end is good for me because I have bills to pay. Um, you know, and then I still have to survive. And I use a lot of gas. So I have to drive from one city to the other city, take a shower, all this kind of stuff. And traffic. So, but anyway, so I'm sitting here trying to get ready for work. So tired. I obviously didn't get enough sleep last night. So anyway, he's on a big time roll to try to get the store clean because they're coming in to do inventory this next week. And all of a sudden he's decided it needs to be really clean so they won't see how dirty it is. And it's like an everyday over excessive cleaning, and it gets assigned to me because I'm the only worker. It's not management. So I get multitudes of cleaning jobs to do. And I mean, if I'm taking out all the trash in the building, and see, 1, 2, 3 things of trash, sweeping, mopping, wiping displays, and plus organizing the stock and then restacking shirts and labeling shirts and just all kinds of stuff. Um, and it's like we don't even pay attention to the customers. It's so bad, you know. Um, but again, I'm the only employee that's not management. I, it'd be nice if management would help. The only problem is my assistant manager. She is just endless doing paperwork, which he should probably be doing. He's that kind of guy that wants to work 2 hours and split from that store every day, and I thought that was pretty odd too. Never close. Um, so I think he's just raking in that manager pay, and she's doing all the work, and she's just 19 years old, and I mean she's doing it like all day long. And so anyway, yesterday I went into work, and thank God I got to work with her. Um, because I figured he'd be really trying to harass me now, because corporate would jump on his crap. And but anyway, uh, I got a copy of the list that he made me the other day when he was screaming at me on it, like, "Do I have to write it down? Would that be easier for you?" You know. And so when I went in yesterday, I decided I better copy that because he had it on the computer, and I was hoping it was still on there, and I Xeroxed it because it was like ridiculous amounts of work of janitory stuff, and that's just wrong. While he did virtually nothing and wander in and out, and so I got that Xeroxed. Well, she made a list yesterday, and I told corporate, if there's duties and stuff or stuff to be moved around or whatever, and cleaning and that, it should be divided up amongst the existing workers that are there. I don't think it's fair that I should have to do all of it, because they'll go, you go do this, you go do that, and I just do it. I don't say why or no or any of that. I just do it. But I'm getting tired of being used up, and I'm sure that's another way he wants to try to drive me out, because um, if I defy management's orders, I could be terminated probably. Um, so, uh, especially when he screamed at me the other day, going, "Well, do you want the housing or not? Do you really want to work for this company?" And I just stood there and didn't even answer him. I just looked at him. Because honestly, I mean, you want to stand there and scream at me and be a jerk, maybe that's not the company I want to work for, you know what I mean? But I need to keep the revenue in until I locate something else. And, um, otherwise, I would just go walk out the door. Walk out and walk out the door quietly. You know what I mean? They'd really be in by then if it was just him and the assistant manager, because he had nobody. But so, and the three new people he hired, it looks like they had given 2 week notice, and by what it looks like on the schedule, that they're scheduling in for it. It looks like they're scheduling in for their days off, and then later getting their hours. So that's just what it looks like. But anyway, or they just started right now. So anyway, uh, she had a list yesterday of about 4 big deals to do, and it had her name and my name on it. Her chores, my chores, and so it was just there, and she showed it to me, and so I start picking one and go to work on it and all that kind of thing, and she's really descriptive too. as far as, the thing, like, if I say, okay, so what exactly, is this I need to do and stuff. Someone's pertaining to this retail stock organization of the retail stock. So um, she's good about, giving descriptions. She's real nice and stuff. And if you don't understand, she'll show you. But so that was okay. But anyway, oh, I just spilled this in my clothes. So anyway, um, I'm doing my stuff and all that. And, about an hour before the shift, I've got pretty much done. I was really tired of all the work. Plus waiting on customers and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, she added some more stuff on there. Oh, I added some more stuff on. And I was like, and one of them was sweeping the whole, half the store. She swept one side, and then the other one was sweeping half the store. I was so tired by then, I didn't want to do that. So I didn't. I was just tired. I waited on customers. It was one of those weird days where, like, we couldn't wait to leave. you know? I was like, well, sometimes it's like it just flashes before your eyes that it's time to go. But it was like the last 3 hours was like, couldn't wait to go. I know she was the same way. And I think that's why she gets a lot of her migraines and stuff because she's constantly doing paperwork. And I'm sure that's a lot of it. But when we start getting more employees in, it's going to be worse because usually they clown around. It's a circus, and she is not good about disciplining. She just gets mad and looks at them, and she won't say anything. And that's a lot of stress, if you're holding that in. But anyway, so we had a very good day as far as sales. We beat everybody as usual. Usually, when she and I work together, we can tear it up. We really do well because the customers really like us. And, we're happy and fun, and we try to make the day as bright as possible. So it's always a competitive thing to see how sales are going between the other stores around the states and how ours looks. And it's real fun. So we beat everybody doubled. We doubled it. So that was cool. But so anyway, uh, it's getting close to the inventory time. But my question is, why wasn't the store kept up to begin with? If it was kept up to begin with, we wouldn't be doing all this ketchup, and him paranoid and trying to overclean to make sure it looks decent when the inventory people come in from corporate. You know, um, the store should always stay nice. Hell, he had enough workers, all year round, but to do it to where you could divide it up, between the people and do a little bit every day to keep it decent. Otherwise, I really need a serious maintenance crew to come in and clean that sucker up. Like after closing and before opening, because that's insane the amount of work that needs to be done. So today, let's see what today does. Let's look at the magic schedule. Oh, he'll be there today, and me, and my sister manager's off. So this might get real interesting today. He'll either totally back off, or he'll be just an absolute jerk. So, as of the week of the 23rd, he hasn't completed that yet. And it hasn't been completed. He's trying to make a month ahead schedule all of a sudden. And, like, he's just got him and her on there, and not me. And he's got one of the new workers on there. So he may have not gotten to it, or he's planning to try to 86 me by then. I'm not really worried about that too much because I'm still looking for jobs. And I've got one place that really, really wants me. There's like miles of jobs on Indeed that are sending me messages because they've seen my resume and stuff on the internet. But anyway, I'm not really seriously interested in being there for season because of parking problems. There's just not enough parking and stuff. So I would probably rather be not there. Um, so I'm not like really sweating when season comes in because I just really don't have any interest to be there. Especially if I'm in management. So, um, I may leave just for that reason. It just depends. If I have to go pay for parking and stuff like that, um, uh, I may just bail. So, the main reason I took the job was because they had housing, which I have not gotten, and now it's not going to be available. And it's bad because they're still advertising it, and they don't have it available. Because nobody was supervising the house to notice these things that have been wrong for apparently many months. And long after people have already left. And, to me, they should have been doing a walkthrough like once a month and say, okay, if you can't pick this up or straighten this up, then you have to go. Because the lease is super strong. I've seen the lease. It's very restricted. So, and a lot of people don't follow rules, but it just seems to me the house should have been supervised. When I talked to corporate the other day, the girl said she was in charge of that house. Well, you can't do it when you're way up by New York. It's not happening. Somebody needs to be eyeballing it. And to me, it appears that the management of the store I'm in, or even the other store that's another city away, could be overseeing that once a month and reporting it to corporate. Because they're just not reporting it. And corporate's pretty riled up. It's from stuff like holes in the walls and weird stuff. And the one guy that was there just left. He said that he hauled out like 25 bags of trash from all these other people that left. And they didn't even pay him for it. And they had to take a cleaning fee and all that. And he said he didn't even get paid that cleaning fee. So, that's pretty crappy too. But such is life. But yeah, I don't know that it's really gonna work out. But I'm creeped out to even have to work with that guy today because his mouth was so bad the other day. Well, the last 2 days I worked with him, he was just vicious. And you don't talk to employees in that fashion. They call it harassment and a lot of other things. So, and I don't have to be calling corporate every day on this joker. Coworker from my other job that I haven't been able to work for 3 weeks. First thing he said was, "They need to fire him." And I said, "You think so?" He said, "Well," he said, "that is just wrong. Um, that guy just sounds like he's just trying to pick up a paycheck, and he is just not good for that job." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "You know, we do." But, so we'll see what happens. I don't know how good today is going to be. I mean, if it's really bad, I'm going to have to, clock out. Um, and it's just he and I. And there's no way the assistant manager can come in today. She has college today. So I just don't know. But we'll see. But I'm not into getting in any fights with anybody. Oh, the next week's schedule, he's got me scheduled for like 8 in the morning. And a couple of the new people. And the problem is that, for me to be at work at 9:45, I have to be up at 7. For me to be at work at 8, it's going to set me about 5:36 in the morning. And I'm not really excited about that. Yep. Oh, in fact, my gym on some of the days they're not even open until 9. So that's a little problematic for me to try to go take a shower. A broke worse than a bad joke. My phone will probably go off today. Today's the 15th. I've still got a storage that's late that I will have to pay. At least it's a cheaper one. Taking vitamins. Vitamins for the day. I have very little gas. So I gotta try to make it to Friday, I think. I think Friday's when I'll get paid. But corporate did tell me they'd authorize that overtime. And they weren't mad about it. And it was absolutely necessary because it was a holiday. And I said, well, that's good. I said, because I figured the next time I see him, he's going to scream about it when he realizes it. Because again, he's a very casual manager. He wouldn't notice it till he put the payroll in. So, no, I really don't trust him. And I don't like being uneasy to go to work. It's such his life. It's about 2 more weeks before everybody's open for work to where I could, switch jobs if I want to. And I might be able to get my other job back on board, but it's only part-time. And that job's a nice, peaceful job doing that stocking. Because I just do my thing. And I work with some really nice people. We all get along real well. And management is fabulous. It doesn't get any better than that. I mean, management is absolutely fabulous. And so hopefully that'll come about. But otherwise, I'm just going day by day here, and we'll see how it goes. So I gotta go drive to work, and I hope you guys have a really great, very blessed, profitable day. And do something kind for a stranger. And I just wanted to give you an update. And I'll see you in the next one. I love you.